Hey friends, welcome to What's Good in Your Neighborhood. Today I get the privilege of talking with the folks, Lori and Larry and Lauren, but I'm not with the Honor Bell Society, you are. So,
You could be.
Honor Bell
We would
Foundation.
take you.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean,
Do I get to ring the bell?
No.
Are you a veteran?
Oh, no.
Only veterans can toll the bell for veterans, but you
I could come and
you-
watch.
and you can even touch the bell.
I can touch the bell.
With a glove.
Fantastic. Well, welcome in.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Good to
being
be
here. We're excited to learn more. Maybe let's kick off with a little bit of background and history, Lori, about the Honor Bell Foundation and what you all do, because I know a lot of our military men and women probably are already familiar, but those of us civilians, less familiar.
Sure. So our founders went to a funeral, and there was no military honors at all. And him being a veteran, he said, we're not going to do that anymore. So his name is Lou Olivara, him and a group of people got together and they decided that, we need to do something, we need to create something, and they came up with the concept of the bell. So they fundraised, and in 2016, they were able to have the bell cast by the Verdun Company in Cincinnati. So it's a 1,000-pound bronze bell. Took a little while because they wanted to make sure that when they tolled it, it was tolled in the mourning tone of A. And then they also did a campaign project to collect artifacts from 12 Colorado soldiers to have them cast within the bell. So that is why we call that Forged from Honor. And then...
they're from World War II, Korea, Vietnam, Afghanistan, Iraq.
The 12.
The 12.
12.
I see.
Have you seen the movie Taking Chance?
I have not.
Chance is in the bell. See that movie? It's got Kevin Bacon as a lieutenant colonel in the Marine Corps bringing Chance back to Colorado. I won't tell you anymore because you got to watch it and have some Kleenex with you.
I was about to say, Larry, we can't be crying on the podcast.
But it's just to give you some background of what the meaning of those being in the bell, what they bring to the bell. That's why on the back of the bell it says Forged from Honor, because they are part of it. And every time that bell tolls, that's them echoing.
That's
their
really
life.
special. Can you talk to us again? You were telling me earlier about the 7 stars that ring the bell on your hat, but they also, as you ring it 7 times, have different meanings, right?
So
where was I in
and
this
there's
one?
7 seconds in between each
So
toll.
it's told. It's told in a slow manner, dignified, honored manner. So we start at 3:00 with it. Basically, the stars on the bell represent a cycle of a veteran's life. So we say the constellation of stars is the veteran's life.
Okay.
And it starts here at 3:00. That's when they took the oath to serve, the choice to serve. Camaraderie in service, patriotism for country. 3 values, very important between the veteran and the country and the veteran that sometimes wane. Respect, dignity, and honor. And then the final gold raised star on the bell is the value of the veteran's life, which is our final toll. After that, we turn and salute the veteran, a slow salute, up and down. And that's the final salute to the veteran before they're interred. It's quite an honor to offer that to the veteran and to the family, because the family is very important in the service as well. Not only are we remembering the service and sacrifice of the veteran, but we're also the service and sacrifice of the family.
Absolutely.
As you know. And veterans, we don't do it just for those that died in combat. It's for every veteran we toll. And we do it in a dignified way. We have a bell major that's doing the timing of the tolling. We have the belladier that's pulling the lanyard to do the actual toll. And then we have the bell guards, which are there to protect the bell. They make sure the bell's not touched without a gloved hand. And they also make sure the bell is only tolled in the dignified manner in which it was created. So it's very important that the bell speaks for itself. You can do talks about the bell and things like that, but when the bell is there and the people can see it and they can feel it. And sometimes when they fire the rifle volleys, the percussion of those rifle volleys will make the bell sing. And even after the final toll, you can hear it for 2 minutes or more, that reverberation going through the bell, and it goes right through you as well.
Yeah.
It's
Can I ask some questions as like just an unknowing individual? That
Yeah,
has not done
absolutely.
these? Do these bell ceremonies, do they have to be done in an official cemetery, or can it be
No.
anywhere?
No, we can do them anywhere. We do take the bell out on the weekends or sometimes early in the morning. We do not toll the bell unless we have a veteran to honor. So it can be done other places, just depending on.
And you,
Recently, we did one for Bill Barrett down at the in Roseland Cemetery down in Pueblo, and we had the bell there at the hangar at the museum down there, and people got to see it. And then we took it over for the service, and this was the first time that I know of that as they were doing a flyby of several airplanes. And on the second flyby, when they did the missing man formation, we were tolling the bell, and that was quite an experience to have.
well, and you've got some pictures here. I mean, this is a pretty, as you might imagine, with a 1,000-pound bell.
It's a pretty heavy
It's a
bell.
pretty big
Now, you
bell. It's
wonder
like
why
the
it's
size
so
of
big?
half of a person.
It's a 38-inch diameter too.
The reason it's so big, it's in the key of A, which is the mourning tone. So you ring a bell for joy, you toll a bell for sorrow. So it's very important to know that
So much
difference.
tradition built
Tradition.
in. And you guys, I know, are trying to like make sure that we're honoring first responders as well.
Yeah, so if it's a fallen first responder, we will toll the bell. The bell can only be tolled by a veteran. So we do have a bell guard that we can call out to do it. Sometimes we do have first responders that are also veterans. So it makes it a little more special. We recently did one up in Arvada for Colorado fallen firefighters from last year. So we called out their names and did the special tolling for them.
As you know, veterans are all around the community. You know, they serve in the service and they continue to serve in the community. You know, they might be police officers, they might be firemen, they might be first responders, or they may be in different companies around the community. And they continue to serve, even in their neighborhoods. You'll see them.
I think that's true. Once
So-
you've been called to service, you continue to live
serve.
out
A lot of them.
that life,
Yeah.
a legacy of service to others. Lori, how is it that you came to be involved with the foundation?
So I started being involved with veteran organizations like 27 years ago. And, just continued to work with them, work with veterans around the country. And then it was probably about 2 years ago, I heard about the Honor Bell. And I said, I'm with the American Legion Auxiliary also. And our national president was coming to visit. And we always try to find a national president, something that's unique to Colorado. This is the only bell in the nation. So we're like, hey,
That's really special.
can we bring her to see the bell? So we brought her to Fort Logan, and then we talked. And the state president this year made her project the Honor Bell Foundation. So I started volunteering more and showing up at booths and helping. And
Then you got railroaded.
then I got railroaded, became a board member, and then recently became the executive director.
That's fantastic.
So.
And Larry, I know you've served our country so well. Maybe you could share a little bit with our listeners about your story and why this has such deep meaning to you.
Well, I joined the Air Force in June of 1970, went through Lowry and Denver for weapons school. Then I went to Thailand for the first time, did a year tour there. I wanted to get on the gunship program, but they were only taking a 5 level, and I was only a 3 level at the time. So I worked to get my 5 level, and then I joined Palace Gun. And then in January of 72, I went to Herbert Field in Florida for gunship training and special operations training. And then went to Fairchild for survival school, and then to Clark Air Base in the Philippines for jungle survival school, and then to 16th SOS at Ubon in Thailand in April of 72. And I started flying combat missions there with the AC-130 gunships, originally on the A models and then with the E's and later H's. I flew 544 combat hours, 123 plus missions over the Ho Chi Minh Trail, troops in contact in Vietnam, Upper Laos in the barrel roll, and then in Cambodia as well through April of 73. And then I went to Cannon Air Force Base for 6 months. I had been an instructor gunner the last 6 months at Ubon, and they were looking for more instructor gunners, so I volunteered to go back. I went to CBPO to say, hey, I was an instructor gunner. They're looking for him. Can I go? And they said, no, you got to be here a year. Well, I called Randolph, and they said, wait a minute. 2 weeks later, I went to water survival at Homestead in Florida, and then back over to Ubon flying gunships again until I got out in November of '74. But yeah, it was quite an experience flying the gunships. We mostly flew at night, shooting trucks on the Ho Chi Minh Trail, but we got called into troops in contact all over Southeast Asia. During my time, during that year, 1972, we lost 4 aircraft and 40 crew members. Overall, for Vietnam, we lost 6 aircraft and 52 crew members. But in June of '72, 18 June of '72, which is coming up again, it's another anniversary of when I lost several of my new friends when we lost a gunship that day. And that also happens to be the same day that I started tolling the bell at Fort Logan. We were wearing masks at the time because of COVID, but that was good because you couldn't see the tears rolling through my eyes. I did 5 services that day, and every one of them went right through me. You know, I have PTSD. I admit to that. I have gone through VA for, got some drugs, got some counseling. But when Michelle Malin introduced me to that bell and I heard it for the first time, that was my best PTSD medicine I could have. And ever since then, in the 1,400 services I've done up there and the 90 down here, it's my wife asked me, why do you do that? It says, for them.
Well, I know that, your country's very thankful for your service and all the things that you've done and that you've had to live through and go through and providing us that freedom and that service. So thank you for that and for tolling the bell, because I would imagine that while it's healing for you, it's probably also difficult for some to think back on those memories and those times. And
Absolutely.
A lot of the Bell Guard that I have, we all have our reason for doing the Bell Guard. They're all volunteers, and they all have their own reasons. One other thing I want to bring up is, believe it or not, in this town of veterans down here, it's just loaded with veterans, that some of them don't even know we have a national cemetery here. So we've been working with Skylar out at the Pikes Peak National Cemetery. He's the director out there, and all the SEMREPs out there, trying to get the word out so we can, they're growing out there. And it's been open since 2017. I think they had the dedication.
I think so.
And a bell was there for the dedication. And so we're trying to promote that. This is available for all the veterans in the area for interment. And also that we can have the bell there hopefully soon, every day, to provide services for those veterans as they're interred. Some people ask us, well, you're only taking care of the last moments of the veteran's life. True, but what it means to the family is more important.
Yes.
It's not just for the veteran, it's for the family.
and a tribute to the family's sacrifice and commitment as well to that service is so important.
And like during COVID, we started offering virtual tolls. So anybody around the U.S., if they come on, they can send us the information, and we can do a virtual toll in honor of an uncle, a father, a son, or whatever, and provide that to them to have that memory.
Lori, I was going to ask you, you've got, I imagine, a slew maybe of veterans that can toll the bell like Larry here. How many does it take, or do you ever have a need for others?
We always have a need. So we always have a need. It technically can be one person. So if we have just the person that's driving the van, which we call our bell major, it can take that one person. We prefer more. We prefer at least 3. Because we have our bell guards, and they make sure that nobody touches the bell unless they put a glove on. And then the person that pulls and tolls the bell, the belladier, that the dongle itself is 80 pounds.
Oh, wow.
So it takes some strength and pulling.
Got to snap it real good. Yeah.
So I just wanted to add on to Larry's story. So we do 3 different programs with the honor bell. One, of course, is the bell honors, which we've been talking about. The second part is the veteran outreach. So we're fighting
that
camaraderie, the togetherness. The tolling of the bell is healing for them. So we have. It's really important that we continue that tradition. So if they do want to volunteer, they can go online. There's a form they fill out, they submit it, And then either Larry, or if it's for up north for Fort Logan, then David will work with them to make sure that we can get them on as a bell guard.
And one of the things, I mean, and we were talking about it today because you guys want to bring a second bell down here. We have so many vets in our community and so many opportunities for people to be able to experience the impact of the service, right? And so I don't even know what a bell like this would cost or what you have to fundraise, but
we have to fundraise a lot.
A lot. I would imagine a lot.
So the foundation came up with a formula that not only do we need to buy the van, or get it donated for, I don't know. The van, the bell, the special carriage, all because it's on a special slide out. It slides out of the back of the van. So that, just that part is about $160,000 for the both.
We can't have the van like tipping over when the bell
can't have the van
slides out.
tipping over. We got to have a special. It's a heavy duty slide out thing that the bell is mounted on.
We want to make sure we get a 1-ton van this time. A half-ton van doesn't work with a 1,000-pound bell.
Yeah.
We had to put so many add-ons to make it go, and of course,
interesting.
it's,
And Colorado, we have all of the winding roads and hills,
and the weather,
and the weather. And I have to say, our bell guard down here and up there. Doesn't matter if it's snowing outside; they're out there to render
rain,
those
snow,
honors.
sleet, hail. We're like the mailmen at the cemetery.
So since our first tolling, we began tolling the bell on Memorial Day of 2016. Since that first tolling, we've tolled over 6,700 times in honor
just
of
in
veterans.
Colorado, really.
Only in Colorado.
Only in Colorado, yeah.
So our ultimate goal would be go nationwide and add every national cemetery. The bell can go other places. So once we do get the bell down here for the Pikes Peak region, they don't have an 8-hour day at Pikes Peak. They can go to other locations. They will also service the Air Force Academy.
Okay. That's a big territory that you guys are going to cover and expand and bring this really important tribute.
And we really want to help our veterans in Pueblo. As you know, that's got the most Medal of Honor winners in the country.
Yeah, they
in
have
that
that
town.
beautiful display down there.
Like I said, it was an honor to go down there for Bill Barrett's service. He was 101 years old, I believe it was, World War II veteran.
Yeah.
So we got one coming up on the 29th of June down in Florence of that veteran that was just found, recently recovered from the Bataan Death March in the Philippines. So that'll be coming up, and we're going to have the bell there for that service. So
how do families get in touch with you if they're interested in having you come and ring the bell at their service?
There's two folds to that one, so they can let the funeral home know, or they can go directly to our website. Right on the top, it says Request Honors, and they can request it. It comes to Larry. He'll schedule it for where. If it's something, so right now we're down here on the third Wednesday and Thursday of the month.
Thursday,
But if it's outside that, like if they're being interned at Fort Logan, we're there every day. So except for those 2 days.
So how big is the team of volunteers right now?
I have 12 down here in
Okay.
Pikes Peak. There's about 4 or 5 currently up in Denver at Fort Logan, but they're on different days.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Dave's there usually by himself, so we're looking for more volunteers up there to help Dave out.
Yeah.
You can do the tolling with one person,
Yeah.
but it's better to have all 3 or at least 2.
Yeah, I would imagine we have tons of listeners that have family members or veterans that are retired and have capacity for this and would love to serve in that way. So
I have some pictures on that thing that maybe you can show. Down at Pikes Peak, you got 4 or 5 guys on each side of the bell. So
Pikes Peak, usually they all come out because they're there 2 days a
2
month.
days a month.
okay.
What is one of the things we do too is if we're doing a service and that family says, "Hey, I have a veteran that I'd like to toll," they can come toll the bell.
Okay.
Sometime, like we're planning a service next week where we want to have the 7 toll volley, so which means that
A line toll.
a line toll. So they'll have 7 veterans there that will toll.
That's incredible.
1 for each toll. And like I say, we want everybody to know that if you're a veteran and you can come out there when we're at Pikes Peak or even up at Fort Logan and identify yourself as a veteran, toll the bell.
Yeah.
Feel what it does for you.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
I'm going to go back to the fundraising. So we talked about what the van and everything costs. That's just the beginning. We also are setting up the program where we want that area, because I'm saying hopefully we're going to be more, right, to have at least a year's operating in the bank before we actually launch
Smart.
the bell.
Okay.
And because it's a continual fundraiser, the one thing we didn't mention is we do not charge for our service. We don't charge the family, we don't charge the veteran. So it's all donation-based, fundraising, grants, philanthropic donors. So
there's a lot of ways that people can get involved. If
Yeah.
they have friends or family or they're available themselves, they can come out like Larry here and toll the bell, or they can get involved via donating to help make this happen for others, which is crucial.
correct. So, I mean, with all the veterans down here and active duty military, they all just gave $5, we'd have the bell tomorrow.
Oh, that's so interesting. Yeah. But I think honestly, as a member of the community too, that is not making those sacrifices, it's important that we recognize and give to that as well, because
Absolutely. We have
for us to pick it up on
Patriots.
your behalf is nominal.
patriots all over. The American Legion family down in Colorado Springs Post 209 actually did a fundraiser and for our state president's project, but they raised over $5,000 that night. Just people coming out and raising the
Yeah.
money and doing the fundraising. So
Do you guys attend events, or where else can we find you out in the community and learn a little bit more, or pick up some of? You guys have some great materials here. I'm sure you don't want to necessarily put
We
a
have
stamp on
various
everything.
events, especially this time of year, that, like I say, during the Memorial Day weekend, we don't have enough bell for all
Right.
the events they want us to go to. Lori's got one Monday afternoon up there.
oh, I got more than one.
Yeah.
I mean, I've
So-
got 4 this
Way up
Way up
weekend
north
weekend.
to go
but,
to. Yeah.
you know, and like I say, we have the Band-Aid coming up down here. That's the military baseball games going on. It's at the stadium out there. And we have some more coming. Like I said, the service coming up on 29 June. And there's various, you can go to our Facebook page generally and find out where events are going on and, keep up to date there.
Yeah, you also have amazing education programs,
Yes.
right? You can
Yeah,
like
so
tell
Madam
schools and kids.
Professor, we worked with DU. I think they did it in 2014, 2015 through the Daniels Fund. So the Daniels Fund had a program where they wanted to partner their donors together. So DU was one of those, and they partnered with us, and they created a K through 12 curriculum. So it's a great little program. National History Day. We work with different groups trying to get the message and the training out to the schools, so those civics and history teachers can.
It's fantastic.
do the
And a
program.
lot of them, I don't know that have this background, just like myself. Like, I don't necessarily know about all of these things.
Well, it's not
but
on
to
the
be able
bell,
to
so the
teach-
curriculum is not on the bell. The
Okay.
curriculum is on veteran history, the dignity, respect,
Sure.
and honor of our veterans, and the why we have them.
I think that's really important. You
Yes.
know, our programs and our curriculum doesn't necessarily have that piece in
Right.
it. So
It's to let them know what a veteran is, that they've served and sacrificed for their country, and they continue to serve in their community.
Yeah.
So it's important for them to understand what these veterans went through and what they do today.
yeah. Well, thanks for being here, Larry. Thanks
Yeah.
for talking to me and sharing your service and your expertise in history with
It's
us.
my honor to be here to talk about
privilege
this.
to get to
yes,
chat with
for,
you.
yeah.
Is there anything else we should chat about before we?
Well,
wrap up?
everything that's in our beautiful flyer you can find on our website at honorbell.org. There's buttons, obviously. One is to request honor. So if you have a service, and Larry can tell you if we're going to be down here or not, or if we're able to do that.
Okay.
We do sometimes, like we're doing one on Saturday, aren't we?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
We're up at
sometimes we'll
Colorado
do.
Freedom Memorial Saturday, but that's up in Aurora. Yeah.
Yeah. So we also do some services on the weekends, depending on what.
Okay.
But also there's 2 other buttons to donate, where you can donate to the foundation, because we still have, Bell One to operate in the van and whatever. And then you can also donate directly to the Pikes Peak campaign, so we can make it happen
Fantastic.
down
And
here.
if you
sooner
happen to
than
get
later.
one of these, there's the QR codes on the back that go directly into the donation.
Make
yeah,
it nice
so
and easy.
get out your phone and make a donation.
Yeah.
I love it. Right here. Who's got my phone?
Right here, right
I love
where's
it.
Yeah, so these, we also partner with our funeral homes and try to make sure they're getting the word out and letting veterans know, families know that they are
So
eligible.
hopefully next year, we'll have the bell down here full time.
It might be real. I'm not sure if we should.
Well,
no.
it's gonna, well,
Close enough.
but anyway,
I
hopefully next
agree.
year we'll be down here every day providing
Hopefully
services
so.
for our veterans. to honor their service and sacrifice.
Awesome. Well, thank you both. Thank you, Lori, for being
Yeah,
here,
absolutely.
for sharing this important information. Thank you, Larry, for
Thank you
all
for
that you
having
bring
us.
to the table as well. I appreciate you being here.
Well, 3 L's make a...
I don't know,
Three
a
of a
trouble, 3 of a kind.
3 of a kind.
All the L's are here, all right?
We trump their 2 of a kind.
All right, well, thanks for being with us on What's Good in Your Neighborhood, and stay tuned next time for more fun things to find around the Springs and Pikes Peak region.